Hello, welcome to On Trail. Today we're at the New Hope Bike Shop in Hamilton, talking to Tammy and Alita. So the building we're in right now is not the first house of New Hope. Tell us a little bit about the history of it.
New Hope Community Bikes came into being like in 2009. Started for a short life as a cooperative, and then shifted as a charitable model. And basically, the first activities were doing free bike repairs in parks at the Ottawa Street Farmers Market here in Hamilton, and just providing that service. And it really took off. And so then we got kind of a sketchy corner of an old bar that was being mid-purchased by affordable housing group that once they needed it, then we got kicked out of that space, went across the road, and lived across the road for a while. And then we moved across literally in the same block. We were in 4 different locations until we moved here. And this surely is the biggest space, so it works out well for us. But in each space, we just grew a little bit more, got a little more inventory, a little bit more space to move about.
Why start there instead of a for-profit bike shop?
It came out of the roots of a church that started New Hope Community Bike, so New Hope Church.
Okay.
Shocking, the name is similar. and that community at that time wanted to provide skills that they currently had into the community. And there was a bit of an assessment actually that was done for the community about what people wanted to see and what some of the needs were. And so affordable transportation and recreation were 2 themes that came out of that. There were individuals in that community who knew how to fix bikes. I'm like, well, I can offer this to the community. And so it kind of grew because the interest really started right away when we did some of those pop-up places of tuning bikes. So that took off. And then a school in our local community had reached out to say, could you come and help fill in this gap in our physical health curriculum related to bicycles? And so that's, of course, will come and took some of the knowledge from CAN bike certification and physical health, molded into kind of a curriculum at that time, and ran Ride Smart program, which is our longest standing program now. And that was a great experience because it clearly was an interest and need. But we showed up to a school, and the only kids that could participate were kids that had bikes
and helmets.
And helmets. And of those kids, many of the bikes weren't functioning. So right away, that program developed but pivoted to say, if we want to make this accessible and equitable to everybody, we will provide everything so that there's no barrier to equipment or participation that somebody doesn't have. And so now we have a trailer stuffed full of bikes, ramps and skinnies that we go to schools, boys and girls clubs, different community centers that ask us to do basic learn how to ride a bike for kids. And so there was basically interest from a school that spawned the idea, and then it evolved based on what we saw as a need and opportunity to make.
Tell us a little bit about the space you have here.
Yeah, we're a full functioning bike shop where we service bikes that come in. But then what makes us unique is that we also have used parts, and we have a workspace that anybody can come in. They can do a DIY, they can rent a stand and use our tools and peruse our used parts section. And then they can also ask some questions. And then we also offer just opportunities for people to learn more about their bikes. So if they want to use a mechanic as well, they can utilize those services. So we're a bike shop that is open to anybody and everybody to come in and walk around and find things that they need. One of the courses actually that we do is a basic bike repair, and we host those twice a month.
They're very popular.
Very
it depends on people's interest. Like some people just want their bike fixed and aren't interested in learning more, and there's others like, I'd like to figure out how to maintain this at my place. And if I have some troubles on the road, I want to figure out how to navigate that. So it's a spectrum of people who will choose what service, whether they want a mechanic just to take care of the bike and trust it's going to be done and take it home and ride, or say, I want to either have somebody walk me through it, or I'll take the course and learn it, or I know enough, I just need some tools. So there's a spectrum of people who utilize this particular space.
Any other sort of in-house courses that people might want to know about?
And we also do courses for adult learn to ride. We use the same material and curriculum that we do with kids, the same stuff. It's bike knowledge, knowing if the bike is functioning and worth riding. And then rules of the road. So how to be predictable, how to be safe, how to choose a route, those kinds of things. And it actually, for a lot, it's how to balance. It's really starting from balancing on a bike and getting over your own fear. So that's a newer course that kind of has taken off. So I think there'll be interest to continue that.
A lot of the times in our community, we don't always realize that like having a bike is a privilege, and being taught how to ride a bike is a huge privilege. And many people grow up with a bike in their home, but there's lots of people who don't grow up with a bike in their home, so they wouldn't know how to be safe or the rules of the road. We also run Cycling Without Age, which is an international program where we have trishaws, they're trikes, and they're e-assist. And so we take elderly people who are no longer able to ride bikes anymore and feel the wind in their hair. And so we have a large volunteer audience that are trained to drive or ride the trishaw, and they travel around to different residences, and they give rides out all summer. But we even have Tour de Cafe, and we have volunteers that come out and ride. It's a no-drop ride around the city of Hamilton. So yeah.
You extend beyond the streets of Hamilton here. You've gone to the far north. Tell us a little bit about your trip up there.
Our mission statement of our shop is building community through bikes. And we strongly believe that in connecting what we love to do, which is cycling, we can therefore be able to build and create space that is safe and inclusive for everybody. And we had some connections with other people, OPP specifically, and we saw it as an opportunity to be able to get into more northern areas, and they saw it as an opportunity as well to bring a positive program into a community and build relationships as well. And so we went into Pacancicum at first with RideSmart and brought bikes up, and that grew to having a bike shop. They have a seed container where they're outfitted with park tools, and they actually run their own shop out of that seed container. But we've also built a pump track up there and done rides, and then build into that community. And that's actually where our Indigenous youth program has come from. Our RideSmart program is typically for our younger aged students, and then we saw a need for youth that kind of exit that age bracket, that 12-year-old age bracket, and they want to know more about bikes, and we want to be able to build those relationships while being with a bike, and that we can give that to them, which they in turn can then give to their community.
And I think partly the fit for New Hope in that partnership with Pacancicum community and the OPP and others was that we could provide, again, kind of the mechanical knowledge. And so yeah, we can fly into a community and we can do fun programming, and we leave bikes behind and say enjoy, but without knowing how to fix the bike when it's down, then that program kind of loses steam and it's done. And so we recognize that for sustainability, it's great to play with bikes, but it's also good to just understand bikes. And so the youth gravitated towards learning about bikes, which made it successful in Pacancicum. Yeah. And they've definitely shown over the course of the years, like this year, they organized their own local fat bike ice road ride. Fantastic. They coordinated it, and now we're trying to do something for next year based on their motivation to see this program continue. Yeah. But that helps to make so the bike shop and the knowledge on bike maintenance helps prolong the sustainability of the programming of bikes with kids in general.
It's not for us to just come in and out. Like, we have a long-standing relationship with that community. We built that relationship, but it was also for the purpose of them being able to be self-sustained, which they are now. And that's been the really wonderful part of it, is that it's not just like us creating that for them and then having to maintain it. They're actually doing it on their own. And that was meeting the goals of what we wanted as well.
The reason we connected is because you're having an event called Everesting. Tell us about that.
So Everesting is the epic challenge. You are climbing up 50 Road, which is a beautiful scenic road just outside of Hamilton in Stony Creek. We have some solo Everesting, so that'll be 84 times up and down 50 Road. And then new to this year, you can have a try, just a one time. Just try and see if you can do it. All are welcome, and yeah, all the proceeds, both the entrance as well as we ask riders to fundraise as well. Okay. For that, and that all just kind of funnels back to our programs.
Where can people find out more about the shop and Everesting?
Online.
We have several actually Instagram pages. We have our New Hope Bikes Instagram page, a RideSmart Instagram page, an Everesting Instagram page, Cycling Without Age, and then we have a Facebook page as well, or something good, and then a website.
And from there, there's a fundraising tab, and people can register to be part of the event, or if they want to support any riders, they have an opportunity to donate there.
And you'll see more pictures and stuff about the programs that we do, a little bit more of the shop activity as well. So.
I very much appreciate your time today, ladies. That was great.
Thanks
very much. If you like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out ontrail.ca for details. hopefully we'll see you on trail.
In that, and support us in our mission.